this computer. Okay, it's recording. So here's my little how do I put me? How do I put me home? I'm just wondering how to put me at the top. Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Healy presentation. Thank you for the patience with the late start. I rushed home from my parents and here we are now. It doesn't matter, it's irrelevant. So for those of you who have just joined, this is a Healy presentation. Now, the title of this presentation, you're thinking, well, hang on a minute, I thought I was listening to a presentation on well-being. Well, in fact, you are, and that's why this event was named Wellbeing Transformation, because what I'm about to share with you today is a combination of some scientific developments in terms of understanding energy and frequency technology, and then it's also about a device that's now available to the common market, so across the world, excuse me, sorry, not ideal, having a runny nose, that will help you to understand what you can do to support your health. Whether you have any conditions or not, doesn't matter. I don't, but I still love this device immensely. Now, my name is Sonia Cortis, and I'm a mind and body wellbeing transformation specialist. Just a quick story about me, so you have a heads up about me, and I can edify myself and qualify what I do. So I work in the field of integrated health. So I am trained in a number of different healing modalities that assist people to find the underlying root cause of illness and disease. Now, I, for instance, because of my knowledge around energy healing and therapies, was able to incorporate some Reiki and healing and energy modalities and energy healing when my father was in hospital with acute respiratory disorder and pneumonia, and was told that he's going to die. Well, he wasn't, but we were, and we managed to save his life through using integrated approaches, and a lot of those were based around the understanding that everything has a frequency and an energy, which can potentially elevate your energy, and when you do that, you can rebuild cells and help yourself survive. I also work with clients who have chronic illnesses like MS, cancers, stage 4 cancers. I've worked with quite a few stage 4 cancer clients lately, and essentially what I do with that is help people find the specific root cause for their illness or disease, and then I help them clear those root causes by using energy-based healing therapies such as matrix re-imprinting and emotional freedom technique. And now I also use the wonderful healing in conjunction with that work. And would you believe, tonight I'm not even running my Healy on the presentation, which I normally do. So I have to make sure I've got my phone because I need to show everyone how this is going to work. So you've got a little bit of a history about me. Now, let me jump in to the presentation. Sorry about this. What did I do with my phone? Oh, there it is. I'm going to need it to show you how to use Healy later. All right. Okay.
I'm really surprised.
I've just had someone message saying, how can I get onto the call? Hang on a second. Sorry. All right. Sorry about this, everyone. All right. So, Healy. So, golly gosh. So I've told you my story very quickly. So what I do and what I'm about in terms of health and wellbeing. So how did I come to discover Healy? Well, amazingly, I started to read more and more about quantum physics and quantum mechanics and the understanding that everything is energy. And I remember in the middle of February having this kind of epiphany where I was sitting there going, it's all about the energy. It's all about the energy. It's all about energy. And I said, if we could find a way to get people to understand that if we can activate energy, we're going to actually start to heal. And it was just like this realization. And then I thought, if only there was a way to get this kind of technology and information into the hands of the mainstream. And I kid you not, and this is how Healy works, when you're tapped into the divine matrix, and I know for some people this sounds really woo-woo and out there, but when you're tapped into the divine matrix, you are tapped into the frequency of opportunity, of abundance, of health, of flow. And so I'm just checking something. So I had, okay, hang on a second. I thought that I had it on mute. I put everyone on mute. I'm really sorry about this. Everyone needs to be on mute, and you should be. Adele, I've put you on mute, lovely. Yep. Yep. And we are recording this, Nelly, 100%. Yep. Is that okay for everyone? God, this is such a all over the shop recording tonight, but that's better. Okay, cool. Okay, so basically someone messaged me and said, I've got this thing that's coming to Australia and New Zealand. Are you interested in learning about it? And I went, kind of rolled my eyes because I was aware that it was a social selling business, which I've done before. I've done Arbonne and I've done World Ventures and all this stuff. And I went, oh, look, I'll watch it. And I sat down and I watched the presentation just like you're watching today on Healy, and I was absolutely blown away. And I'm going to make sure next time I do this that I have some people from Healy, the Healy team on here sharing this event. So I listened, I watched, I got a massive wave of emotion come over me. My barometer, intuitive barometer for things being right, is I actually pretty much cried. And I went, this is it. This is the thing that's going to get this information into the hands of the mainstream. So, back to my story. We don't really need to do that. Okay, so the purpose of Healy. Now, Healy is a medical device. So it's here for the treatment of chronic pain, fibromyalgia, skeletal pain, and migraine. And that's actually musculoskeletal pain, migraine, as well as for the supportive treatment of mental illnesses such as depression, anxiety, and related sleep disorders. All other applications of Healy are not recognised by conventional medicine due to lack of evidence in the sense of conventional medicine. So what that basically means is we are seeing a lot of anecdotal evidence in the Healy Experience group on Facebook of people's amazing success with this device, but we have yet to use it in the research for those particular areas, but it has been researched for the ones mentioned above. So it is a medical device. It's a grade 2 medical device, and it comes from Germany. What Healy stands for is empowerment, woo-hoo, spirituality, a purpose-fueled life, and holistic living. So it's about moving beyond just mainstream medical interventions and looking at an integrated, holistic way of supporting our health. This is all about an evolution of health, healing, and freedom. And this is a really amazing quote by Nikola Tesla, whose technology you're going to see coming out more and more and more, especially from the USA. There's some stuff that is apparently reported to be happening. The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than all the previous centuries of its entire existence. Now, how amazing is that? The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, and now the non-physical is what we're talking about here when it comes to energy. So everything is energy means we're referring to the non-physical here, what we can't see. And I'm about to explain that sciencey stuff in a second to you. Oh gosh. So energy is the broadest context for health. So we're not just a physical being, we're not just physical entities. We're not mechanical cars. We're not computers. We have a mind, we have a body, and we have a spirit, which is tied into our energy. So this is quantum physics meets spirituality. And when I talk about the owner of Healy in a second, you'll see what I'm talking about here. This is a marrying of the two. So we are made up of tissues and organs. We are made up of cells. We are made up of molecules, atoms, subatomic particles, and they in turn are the energy that makes every single person. And you've heard it said before, wow, that person had great energy. If you walk into the room and there are people that you think, oh, that person's got a really, really cool vibe. Like, I'd love to be around them. So that's really what this is about. We know we can pick up and get a felt sense of people. If you're empathic, you feel the feelings of other people. You get a sense of that. If you just, it's there. People don't even have to open their mouths, and already you're picking up the kind of person you feel into what they might be like, whether they're stressed, whether they're calm, whether they're joyful. That stuff's really evident, but we've never really kind of had a good knowledge or understanding of it. So now Healy is a wearable frequency device, and what it does, is it analyzes our frequency. So what it does is it's got this ability to, if you've got a resonance, which is the highest available level of this, it picks up on your energy, because every part of you within your cells, right? When 1996, when Niels Bohr won the Nobel Prize for physics, he took what Nikola Tesla and Einstein knew, and he said, right, let's go beyond just splitting the atom. Let's go inside and look what's inside every single atom in our body. And what he discovered when he split those molecules open is he found inside nothing at all. So we've learned in traditional science there's protons, neutrons, and electrons, but that is actually the physical matter of who we are, but it's not the energetic matter of who we are. And the fact that our physical matter is actually more energetic than physical matter is amazing. So inside our cells is this vibrating invisible energy. You can call it frequency, you can call it vibration, you can call it energy, and it's vibrating, and it has high vibe or low vibe. Now, just to go on a little segue here, low vibe emotions such as fear, apathy, grief, guilt, shame cause illness and disease. Now, fear is just stress, but high vibration is courage, willingness, love, acceptance, gratitude, compassion, and peace and enlightenment. And they're high vibrational emotions, and they are what promote health and well-being. And you can see it in yourself. People who have a lot of chronic pain, a lot of physical conditions, are often running a lot of stress in their lives, and they also often have high levels of anxiety and high levels of worry and stress that they live in. And that's always going to show up at some stage, if it's chronic, as physical illness and disease. Now, what that means is that you've got blocked energy in the body, and this is nothing new, because the Chinese and the acupuncturists and the Reiki practitioners and shiatsu and all those amazing Eastern philosophies have known this for thousands of years, that if you have chronic pain or illness in your body, your chi is low. Chi is energy, and it's low, and it's stagnant, and it's vibrating at a very slow, dull resonance. And what Healy does is it analyzes your resonance, so it resonates with you to find out where you're at, and then it tells you specifically what you need in order to start getting better. Now, the gold model of this, which I'll go into, has the programs that are being extensively researched. So what happens is you analyze your bioenergetic field. So not just only your physical body, but your energetic body, because we all have an aura, we all have energy around us. And then it analyzes our energy centers, our chakras, and it sends that information to your app and tells you what programs you need to run. Now, that's only the resonance that does that, but it doesn't matter if you don't have a resonance, because you can still run normal programs without needing to scan your body and find out. And I do offer a service for $25 where I can run a scan for you and do an aura analysis for you. And once I've got you in my system, it's just a case of a minute or two of just scanning you for you. I'm trying to sort of manage that somehow as I move forward, as more people come in and join the team. But it's there, and if you know someone with a resonance, you just get them to scan you. So it's a wearable frequency device, and it delivers these specific frequencies back to the body once it's analyzed you. And the best thing about Healy, which is really different from other frequency machines, is it's reading your frequency even when it's sending you frequency. A TENS machine, for instance, which is used to manage chronic pain, sends you frequency, but it doesn't read your frequency. It doesn't analyze. And then it's... sorry, I've just had a message to say let me in. It doesn't, excuse me, everyone, sorry. Hang on a second. This is just not working for me. Sorry, I've just had someone come on and say, let me into the meeting. Excuse me. Okay, turn that up. Okay, can you just let me know that you can still see my screen? See my presentation? Just let me know if you can still see my presentation via the chat. Anyone? Can you? Yes? No? Could someone just type in the chat and say, yeah, I can see your screen?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, okay, cool. Thanks, Gemma. Cool. Oh, thank you. Thanks. All right, so the TENS machine, like I say, doesn't adjust its frequency to match yours. It just runs the frequency, and often when you stop, the pain comes back. Whereas Healy is designed to increase the energy and frequency of your cells so that you don't actually, it starts to reverse pain, and it starts to, it starts to resonate with you and adjust the frequency it's delivering you as it's running the program. So this technology is out of this world. And don't worry if you don't know what a TENS machine is. You don't really need to know as such. So there are 144,000 frequencies in a Healy. Now that doesn't mean that there's 144,000 programs. What that means is there is frequency running to you at various levels, like different hertz, and frequencies measured in a hertz. Now, I just need to backtrack a little bit and describe this to you. So, old science, such as Isaac Newton's science, would tell us that if you can't be observed and seen with the naked eye, then it doesn't exist. So there was once a belief, and they tried to sort of prove this in 1925 by proving that there was this thing called the ether, and it failed absolutely miserably. But there was this belief that in all the space and air around us was nothing but oxygen, obviously, and that anything out around us where there was empty space was literally just empty space. But what they've discovered is there's actually not. If you were to consider your body and then the space between you and the walls, and then you and a person and then another country, there is frequency, there's energy, and it carries these frequency waves out through this field, quantum field, and it can be sent from one side of the world to the other. So you can do frequency resonance scans on someone on the other side of the world and send them frequency. Now people go, well, how's that possible? Well, think about your radio. We can be listening to people sitting in an office in Auckland talking, coming through on radio waves that we then hear on our radio device. How does that information get to us? It's coming through on this quantum field. And radio waves are nowhere near as powerful as frequency waves that we're dealing with. What about our television? How do we get something come up on our screen that's been sent from somewhere up north or through a network in America? So it's there. The technology's been there for quite some time, and now we've really advanced it. So this is just this understanding that we want to start thinking about your energy and what you're putting out and what you're taking in is going to affect your cells. So at the moment, with the current situation, with this virus that's going around, we are very much even if we aren't worried about getting sick or anything, anyone, I'm sure at the moment, could agree that it's been really affecting us emotionally. Why? Because we're taking on the collective energy of the whole, of all the people around us who are in fear, who are scared, who are worried. We are being affected by that frequency. And so that is why things like Healy are so amazingly powerful at a time like this. And I can tell you this right now, there is no accident whatsoever that this device has come into our existence at a time like this. It is almost like you're putting yourself ahead of the game here, because this is like owning a VHS when everyone else is still using beta. This is like owning digital TV or digital music when everyone else is still using CDs. This is the next level of health support and intervention. So the quantum sensor I've already talked about, and what it does, it's mirroring your frequency. So it's picking up your energy, sending information back to the device, and the device is going to look at that and go, right, this is what you need right now, and it's going to adjust itself up and down, up and down, up and down. And when you watch it, you can see that on the app which I'm just about to show you, so that you can see what's going on. So something that's really important to understand about the ethos of Healy is this. People say, well, how do we know that it works? You think of every single cell of your body, every liver cell, every kidney cell, every lung cell, your energy channels that run through your body, which are meridians, they have their own coding. Frequency is like unique coding. So fingertips have, a unique coding. And every cell of your body and where it sits in whichever organ or tissue, including skin, has its own coding. And this device, they've developed the technology to read the coding, read the frequency, and specifically create it so that it's patented information. And what that means is it can't be butchered, it can't be Chineseified and made into some cheap, silly device. This device is patented to the max. It is so well protected, and the cloud of information that holds client information around resonance scans is a medical cloud, so it can't be hacked. It's very safe, it's very well protected. Now, the ethos of Healy itself is very, very high vibrational. It's very true. It's really, really heart-centered. It's very much about making this world a better place. And the way we make this world a better place is by empowering people to take their health into their own hands and no longer feeling helpless or hopeless because of what they're dealing with. Because we've got too many people out there who are sick and think because there hasn't yet been a medication developed to help them, there's nothing that can be done. And I can tell you fundamentally, as someone who works in energy healing, there's so much more that can be done when you integrate the mind, the body, and which is the emotions, the mind and the emotions, the heart and the body, and the energy. And like I said at the start, the energy is where it's at. So I'll finish with that. So I'm going to move to the next slide. So I've already talked about other devices. Healy works on a spiritual, emotional, and physical level. Most devices don't do that. They don't do that. So if you look at this, Healy works on your physical condition, so chronic pain, as I've already mentioned. It works on mental, so it can assist with depression and anxiety. There are programs called Mental Balance, which there's a program called Positive Thoughts. There's ones called Regeneration, and they help with the physical body. Like I've been to the gym, right? And I've run a scan on myself, and it's come back with chronic muscle. And I'm going, man, this is clever. So I've gone and said, right, I'm going to run this, see what happens. And then I find out that I'm actually needed to run the muscle program, which is all about rebuilding the cells of the muscles, the proteins to help, rejuvenate muscles after a workout. And now, as I've mentioned, it works on the emotional. It works on meridians. Now, meridians, as you can see there, they are the energy channels. There's 12 of them that run through the body that are linked to all your organs and tissues. And if you ever look at a Chinese acupuncture chart, if anyone's ever done acupuncture, you'll see these really in-depth charts with these colored lines running through them. They're not nerves. They're not, people think that when you're getting acupuncture, they're putting a needle into nerves and stuff. Nothing to do with nerves. Those needles go just under the layer of the skin, and they're going into those invisible meridian energy channels to unblock that energy to create flow. Because as I've already mentioned, blocked chi is what causes illness. You've got your chakras, and this is another Eastern principle that's now been hugely researched by the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he calls them energy centers. And basically you've got these 7 centers that run through the body from the base of your spine up through your body, and they're spiraling colorful energy centers that come up through your body and out through the top of your head. Now, amazing work by Caroline Myss, or Mace, spelled M-Y-S-S, talks about, she works with medical doctors, and she can do an analysis of someone's illness or disease based on what chakras in their body are not vibrating at optimal level. Because when each of these chakras is out, they're directly linked to organs in that area of the body, and when they're out of whack, so when your heart chakra's out, you're going to have, when you're stressed, when you're feeling sad, then you could potentially have issues with lungs and your heart area. So that's why that those energy centers work. So when you recalibrate them with Healy, then you're allowing more energy to go into them, which allows you to create more vitality in the body. We also have the bioenergetic field, where we run around the outside, which is our aura, and it can affect that. Another thing that Healy can do, which I absolutely love, is at night, You don't have to run the cords on it. It's got these bracelets that you can run, or ear nodes, or stickies on chronic pain spots. Is you can run a protection program, and all what it does is you put it next to you, and it sends specific energies around you to protect you from the influence of the planets, from electromagnetic energy. So if you're electromagnetic sensitive, there are programs on here that you can run to help protect your energy from taking on electromagnetic field vibration. Now people ask me, oh yeah, but what about EMF? What about electromagnetic field energy? This is not an EMF device. So when you first turn it on and run your phone and get it talking to one another for the first 10 seconds, you will not get any, you'll get 10 seconds of EMF, and then you can quite literally, if you want to, close the app out, and you'll just have two lights, or one light flashing here, the green one. And as long as that green light's flashing on the device, then you're still running frequency. And if the device is really close to you, you don't actually have to use the nodes at all, but it's more specific to the body to run the nodes. Now, the other really cool thing is Healy can be used for learning. Now, we have a wonderful example of a testimony of an 8-year-old girl who was quite severely dyslexic, and they went into lockdown, and her mum and dad decided to run the Healy learning programs on her. And I think they're on the Healy learning programs are on the Healy Holistic Health Plus, which is the third model up. Anyway, they started running learning programs on her, and she went back to school after lockdown here in New Zealand. She's from up north, and the parents got a phone call one day from the school saying, "What have you been doing during lockdown?" And they said, "Well, what do you mean?" They said, "Well, your daughter she's reading." And apparently before lockdown, she couldn't even, like, she'd read words, but the next day or the next week she'd go back to school and she'd forgot everything she had learned. So the school was absolutely blown away by this. So what they ended up doing was getting them to bring the Healy to school and start running it on other children to see what was going to happen to them. So such an amazing testimonial. You know, this is the power of frequency technology. It's helped me with first of all, it's helped me with ovulation pain. So I used to get really severe ovulation pain every month, alternating sides. The last 3 months, and I haven't been running hormone programs at all, but the last 3 months I have had no ovulation pain whatsoever. Had the most incredible monthlies. They were pretty decent, but I was always known for getting quite chronic and severe pain if I didn't get regular acupuncture. Now, I'm not trying to put holistic therapists out of business, because I am a holistic healer. So it's, you know, this is my bread and butter, this kind of work. But you know, not everyone's going to go see a practitioner. Not everyone's going to go and sit with a Chinese acupuncturist. So I haven't had acupuncture now since about October last year. I got my Healy in February. I've also had what's called dermatillomania, which is a skin picking disorder caused by chronic anxiety. And I don't do that anymore. Like, my skin's really clear. I'm going to post a post about that one day, but it's quite embarrassing because if you look at my skin, it was really, really horrific and very hidden OCD. But just through osmosis of using the Healy device and running the release program almost every day for quite a while, there, I have had such an incredible reduction in my tendencies to pick. Not completely resolved, I'll admit, a little bit more work to do, but it's just been incredible to see the results from that. You know, we hear stories of people with allergies, really severe allergies, running the Healy for a couple of rounds on allergy programs and having peanut allergies that completely disappear. There's just so many examples of you know, success with this. If you don't know, go to Facebook and type in the Healy experience and go and read up about the different testimonials that people have shared as part of their first-hand experience. Right, now, everything is energy. So to activate the energy, you unlock the secrets to health. Okay, and I've already talked about all of this. The great thing about energy is it's bypassing your critical mind, which is only 5 to 10% of your brain function. It's accessing subconscious mind by recalibrating the energy, which allows your body to go into remission from certain chronic conditions. What I absolutely love the most is that look, if your intentions around this are really good, you'll get better results. But even people that don't believe that it will work can experience some sort of relief from using this. I know that if you set good intentions, though, like today I set an intention of, healing and well-being for myself, then you're going to get a lot more out of it. The owners of this company want to make this like an Apple iPhone, in the sense that everyone will have one. Now, there was something else I wanted to share. There is a business side to this. So if anyone's really interested in getting out of the rat race and looking at it from a business side, it's a really, really awesome opportunity, or even as just for extra income. I don't think there's anything better than being involved in something that is having such a profound impact on the lives of so many people. It is just such a wonderful community of people. We have incredible leaders. Like, we have leaders who are leaders in their fields when it comes to personal development, health, wellness, empowering others. They are such driven, motivated, kind people. They give their time up for us. Some of them have spent hours in the last few weeks running webinars and trainings for us, just to help us become better versions of ourselves. This business isn't just about, it's not even about selling. It's just about sharing something. I've never had to convince a person ever to want a Healy. It's something you either know in your heart to be true and it resonates with you, or it doesn't, and that's fine. It's just a beautiful vibe. I feel like I'm part of this incredibly secret group of awesome people that, if everyone tapped into this type of energy as a collective whole, because we love and know our Healy so well, we know the power of it. It creates this ripple effect within our community. Now, globally, the company's only 80,000 strong at the moment, which, if any social selling business, and it hasn't launched in the UK officially yet, so any social selling business, it's known that the most of the millionaires are made in the first 100,000 people. So if you really want to get one and sign up and promote it, it's an incredible way to earn a nice little bit of pocket money. And of course, if you build a team, then you get to work with people that you want to work with, which is just amazing. And we have Healy events here in Christchurch, and we've had get-togethers, and we have a few wines, and I've made some really lovely new friends out of this. I feel really blessed to have really connected with some incredible women here in Christchurch, and it's all been through Healy. So I just love it. And we really have the most incredible opportunity for anyone who knows people around New Zealand, because in all honesty, the biggest team is Christchurch. So you know people around New Zealand, I'm heading to Invercargill hopefully this weekend, and Queenstown, maybe Dunedin. So if you know anyone and you want me to show it to them, I'm going to run a nice little event at home soon where I'm going to invite 8 people around to have a go and give it a crack. So, gosh, here we go. So, just checking the chats because I noticed a new one's come up. Yep, no, we're all good. No new chats. Okay. So there are 4 Healy packages. There's the gold, which is the basic one that has the 144,000 golden frequencies, which is the Nuno Nina Gold program. There's the Healy Holistic Health Plus, Healy Holistic Health, which has about triple the amount of programs as the Healy Gold. Then there's the Healy Holistic Health Plus, which has all of the programs on it, every single one. And we're talking fitness, mental balance, energy, sleep, job, stress, beauty, skin, aging. One's for your nails, one's for your skin, one's for wounds. If you've got internal scar tissues, works for that. You've got menopausal issues, works for that. Prostate, works for that. So it's pretty phenomenal in that regard. And then you've got the resonance, which I've got, which is basically the model that scans you and then analyzes you. And then you can either just run a vibrate on the resonance without using all your nodes and your bits and bobs, or you can go and lock yourself into the other Healy app, put on your little wristbands, and away you go. And it's just such an incredible experience, because you get this really cool tingling feeling through your body when you sit there and you run it. It's really awesome. There's also a Healy watch. I don't have the Healy watch because I prefer to wear sort of, dressy watches, but that in itself, it's like having a Fitbit or an iWatch, except it's not connected to your phone. And that can scan and run and check in with your frequency throughout the day and tell you where you're at so that you know what you need to run. I'll be honest, I don't know much about the phone. Actually, I don't know anything about the phone. There's also what we call programs. They're bringing out programs. They're bringing out one that's going to help you learn a language in 3 months. They're bringing out pet programs, but you could already run Healy on your pet as it is. You just put the Healy next to them. And it's got a digital nutrition program as well. At present, there's no membership fees to join up. There's no ongoing costs. If you join the business side, you just kind of need to sort of earn 50 QV a month, but that's quantitative volume. But that's like qualifying volume, I should say. That's like just being on the digital nutrition program and just pay for that each month. Now, take a breath. I want to quickly share with you a little bit about the founders of the company, because I think it's really important to understand who they are and what they're about. And just here's a quickly just have a look at that. Down the bottom is the commissions you get. If you own a Healy Resonance, you get 40% commissions. If you own a Holistic Health Plus, you get a 36% commissions. If you own a Holistic, you get 33. And if you get Gold, you get 30. Now, here's the really cool thing. You don't even have to actively do the business side of things. You can sign up as a member, share your link with people, and if they order it directly through you, you get a commission for the Healy that they buy. How many times have you shared something with someone, like a really cool product, like a mascara or foundation or a really cool book, and you send people off to buy that? We do it naturally anyway. We do it all the time, which is why social selling is not there's just something different about this. It's a really different energy to other businesses that I've been in, because it's really just such an exciting product that people just, they love it. And they're like, you've got to get a Healy. I mean, I've had beautiful Gemma messaging me today because she got her Healy today, going, oh my God, it's arrived. It's like Christmas. So it's just, that's what it feels like. It's really awesome. So if you are familiar with social network marketing business or social selling, I'll just share you a few things. It's a category changer. There's no other device in the world like this. Nothing. And like I said, there never will be, because guess what? Amazon tried to purchase it and the owners said no. And I'm going to talk about the owners in a second, and I haven't forgotten about that. The owners said no, because they want to keep this ethical. Because think about this, if you get frequency into the wrong hands, you can adjust the frequencies and make the frequency not so good. And unfortunately, that's what happens and can happen if in the wrong hands with people. Now, how do we know that this is ethical and right? So Martin Schmeich, I can never say his name right. Martin is a 23 times author of quantum physics, almost like a child prodigy, the most genius brain in the world. And he studied quantum physics and then decided to go away to India for 10 years and become a monk, as you do, a Buddhist monk. And in that time away, he obviously became quite enlightened and had the realization that everything he knew from a quantum physics perspective was actually everything he learned as in the spiritual space. So now we know that anything spiritual aligned to our soul, our spirit, is actually also now being proven on a quantum physics level. And if you don't believe me, go away and read the book The Divine Matrix by Greg Braden. Go away and read The Field by Lynn McTaggart and her book The Power of Eight, and you will learn that this quantum field of energy exists, and if you're spiritual, it exists, and it's all one and the same. And we're in the most exciting time in the evolution of this planet, and the next 4 years or so are going to be amazing, because we are in that space. Now, Martin went away, became a monk, was over there, met Christian Helper, who is the owner of a hedge fund called Superfund, 3 times over billionaire. And he was away studying to be a monk and becoming a monk as well, because he realized that the life he lived was very heartless and didn't have any purpose, and he wanted to do more for the world, and he wanted to give back. He thought, I'm a really rich man, I want to make a difference. And he realized the industry that he was in wasn't about that. And he met Martin, and Martin said, well, I've got these amazing ideas around technology, frequency technology, but I just need a bit of financial backing. And Christian goes, well, I've got the money, I'll do it. So we've got incredible financial support, which means we are a new company. We have had teething problems. There have been issues with the back office, but it's just because we're new, and it's because we've grown so fast as a company. Like, the exponential growth of this company has been nothing short of phenomenal. You know, they thought they'd sell 700 devices in the first year in Melbourne, in Australia, and they sold 2,000 in 2 weeks. So go figure. And well done to the New Zealand team, because we sold about 1,300 devices, just under, well, about 1,200 and something devices in the last couple of months. So it's like, oh, it's amazing. And then there was a guy called Nuno Nina, and he is a actual quantum physicist healer who was using quantum frequency technology on his clients and was doing research on those quantum frequencies. So he already developed these, and him and Christian somehow got together, and Christian goes, I've got the device, but I don't have the frequencies, kind of thing. Because Healy is owned by a company called Time Waver, and Time Waver as an inception has been around for 18 years, and as an actual company has been around for 14 years. And Time Waver devices have been used by healers and therapists for 14 years. And they're big Time Waver machines, which are really advanced and whatnot. Normally $20,000. Some frequency machines are $50,000. And if you wanted to get a frequency session, you pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars to doctors and other therapists to get this. So you get that kind of technology in your hand for as little as about $850 starting. So, you think about the bigger picture, right? Think about how much people spend on medication. Think about how much people spend on other therapies. And I don't want to take away from that, though, because I am a therapist. I don't call myself a therapist, but I'm a wellbeing practitioner. So don't want to take away from that one-to-one integrated approach. It's really, really important. But imagine running this every day at the same time, 5-7 times a week. It's just mind-blowing. So like I said before, there's not even 100,000 people in the company yet. So it's a really great time to get on board, especially if you're in New Zealand and you're connected to Australia, because it's just growing, and it's just such an amazing opportunity. So that's what I wanted to share. So I've only got Australian prices up here. I need to change this to be New Zealand. So we do now have GST on it from Singapore, and it comes from Singapore, the device. We're almost finished. And we have, I'm just checking the time. We have the lowest model, which is the Healy, which has the gold standard researched items on it. Research programs is about $850, no sign up fee. And then you have the next model up, which is double that. It's about $1,700. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, about $1,700 New Zealand. And then you have the next one up, which is about 2,400 New Zealand. And then the Healy Resonance is it's about 4,600. But man, it's worth it. It's just incredible. Now that I've got a resonance, I'm just like, oh my goodness, I wouldn't have anything else. Now, those of you who are thinking about doing the business side of things, or really think you'll love it enough to share, we do have a thing called the 30-day fast start, which is the opportunity to get an upgrade on the device that you own by sharing it with other people. So telling others about it and saying, hey, check this out. Now, if you don't know what to say, don't worry, because you can send them my poorly structured webinar from tonight, or you can send them videos. And I'm going to be creating a Healy team that has videos in it. But we already have incredible Healy groups on Facebook with videos and webinars and forms and everything available to people. And, I'm always willing to help anyone who wants to know more about this, because we work together as a team. My uplines help me. I help my team. Anyone wants to know, we just work together. It's just the best thing ever. Right. What else have I need to cover? What else did I need to cover? I don't know. Maybe I'll just throw it out to questions. Maybe I'll throw it out to questions. So if you've got a question, you can unmute yourself. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Sing out if you have a question. You can either write it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and I can see if I can answer it. Oh, by the way, if you're interested, the person who invited you into this webinar, that's the person you need to go back to if you want to buy one, because they are the person that will share a link with you. So do I have any questions at all? Was I quite thorough? And there is also a way to raise your hand if you want me to unmute you and ask questions. I can't believe I got through this in 40 minutes. I feel like I've forgotten something. Any questions? No? Oh, another thing, there's a 14-day money-back guarantee. So you can, once you've received your device, you then can use it for 2 weeks. And if you don't think it's going to work, then send it back. But like with anything, you know, some people get incredible results straight away. Other people don't, you know, won't see results straight away. It takes time. It's like anything, you know, we've got to get out of this quick fix mentality with health and healing. You know, my healing journey has been over 15 years. Just my emotional healing journey, healing trauma and stuff like that. It's a lifelong journey, the wellbeing journey, because every time you just peel back another layer and you just reach another level of potential, and then you start getting into all the amazing spiritual stuff such as fifth dimensional consciousness, which is what Healy's really tapping into now, that awareness that we are soulful beings, that we can access our higher selves and channel incredible energy from the quantum field, from the divine matrix, and Healy allows those blocks to get out of the way. I forgot to show you the app, but I can't turn the app on because I don't have my other Healy device. This is my spare one. I am going to be renting this out for $50 a day to anyone who's interested in trying it. Obviously, I can't really rent it for free because I've got to cover my costs, but it's there for anyone in Christchurch. If you think there's someone you know that might want to borrow Healy, it's just the Healy Holistic Health, this one, but that's all you need if you're just starting out on the device. But there's the app there. And then it's got all these different programs, but I can't show you because I don't have it. Sorry. So on that note, if you've got any questions, you can ask the person who invited you. They can ask me and we'll get a question back out to you. Join the Healy Experience group. If you want to do the business, sign up to Quantum Evolution, the launch group. A Quantum Evolution. It's a launch group that's got heaps of really cool webinars and stuff in it of people talking about Healy and health and well-being, and it's really cool. So hopefully that was of use to you all. Thanks to everyone who's joined. Love and light, and if you want to get in touch, please do. See you all later. I'll end the recording. Thanks, Ren. Thanks, everyone else. Thanks, Gemma. Thanks, Nellie, Sam. It's awesome to have you. I need to stop recording.